Hi friends! Thanks for tuning in. If you enjoy this video, please give it a like and take a moment to subscribe to our channel. Killarney Provincial Park is a provincial park in central Ontario, Canada. The park contains just one campground at the George Lake entrance, as it is primarily a wilderness park. There are few facilities to allow visitors a chance to experience the solitude and beauty of its undisturbed and natural setting. It has a number of hiking trails and canoe-in backcountry camping. The canoe routes include well-maintained portages between lakes. The campground includes 6 heated yurts, which have electric lighting, a power outlet, a propane barbecue, and bunk beds. Situated on the north shore of Georgian Bay in the municipality of Killarney, the park straddles the La Cloche Range, large rounded white quartzite hills that dominate the landscape. The white peaks and cliffs contrast with the pine and hardwood forests and the boggy lowlands that surround the park's many lakes. The origin of the park is owed to the conservation efforts of artists. Canadian group of 7 artist A. Jackson was so alarmed by the prospect that Trout Lake, now OSA Lake, was about to be logged that he petitioned the provincial government of the day to have it preserved. His letter was received by William Finlayson, then the Minister of Lands and Forests, resulting in a successful conclusion. The lake was taken into trust by the Ontario Society of Artists, and his name was changed to OSA Lake. Jackson's efforts were rewarded with the naming of the lake after him on his 90th birthday. The hills and lakes in the Killarney area became a popular place for painting and sketching, and over the years, several other members of the group of 7 worked there, including Franklin Carmichael, Arthur Lismer, and A.J. Casson. In 1959, the Killarney Park area was set aside as a wilderness preserve. In 1962, Highway 637 opened, connecting the north shore of Georgian Bay all the way from the town of Killarney to the Trans-Canada Highway. Finally, in 1964, with the help of lobbying efforts by the group of 7, 4,000 square miles of Georgian Bay shoreline were set aside as a wilderness reserve, and Killarney became a provincial park. On July 17, 2010, the park officially opened the Killarney Provincial Park Observatory, the first public observatory in any Ontario provincial park. The observatory is available for both directed programs as well as individual use. As the skies in Killarney Provincial Park are still pristine, this facility is ideal for all those interested in studying the night sky. In 2018, Killarney Provincial Park was awarded the Royal Astronomical Society of Canada's Dark Sky Preserve designation, the first Ontario park to do so. Located on the northern shore of Georgian Bay, Killarney, Ontario is characterized by its rugged landscape and rich history. Named after the town of Killarney in Ireland, the area was first settled in 1820 by French-Canadian fur trader Étienne Augustin de la Mourdrier and his Anishinaabe wife, Josephine Saigonaqui. Étienne was a French-Canadian originally from Varennes, Quebec, and a fur trader in Sault Ste. Marie, Michigan. His wife, Josette, was an Indigenous woman from Michigan and a close relative of Chief Kichi, meaning big gun. The couple established a trading post named Shebahonanning, Anishinaabe for canoe passage, sparking the development of what is now the township of Killarney. The population increased when the logging industry took off in Collins Inlet in the late 1800s, when hundreds of people from around Ontario went to Collins Inlet for work and established a large community in the area. The logging industry collapsed in the early 1900s because of the low demand. As a result, hundreds of people left Killarney. You can see the remains of the large village down in Mill Lake, across from the present-day Mill Lake Lodge. Another key industry that had a major impact on Killarney's economy was the fishing industry. There were many fishing companies in Killarney that worked together to sustain the fishing needs of the community. The collapse of the fishing industry at the end of the 1950s caused many families of Killarney to either go broke or have to look in other means for employment in order to support their families. In July of 1962, Highway 637 was established, connecting the people of Killarney to major highways like Highway 69 and Highway 17, making it easier for people to travel to major cities like Toronto and Sudbury. Before that, the people of the town had to either go by boat in the summer to Little Current and then take a train to Sudbury or other areas to obtain food and resources, or by horse and buggy in the winter. Today, Killarney is a popular Canadian tourist destination for those with a soft spot for nature. The area's expansive pine forests, pristine rivers and lakes, glimmering pink granite, and white-tipped La Cloche Mountains attract travelers from all over the world. Famous for inspiring the work of the legendary artists, the Group of Seven, Killarney has a majestic beauty that captures the heart of all those who visit. Killarney is home to over 1,500 square kilometers of wilderness, the small township, and of course, the world-famous Killarney Provincial Park. Nestled between the mainland and George Island, the township of Killarney is a quaint hamlet, perfect for exploring by foot or by bike. The Killarney area's economy is based primarily on tourism, consisting mainly of wilderness lodges, campgrounds, and retail services geared toward campers and other visitors to Killarney Provincial Park. Killarney was an important fishing community on the North Shore. Access to the town was limited to boats until Highway 637 was completed in 1962. In 1866, the government built 5 nearly identical lights along the North Channel, one on Clapperton Island, 2 at Little Current, and 2 at Killarney. Killarney East Lighthouse is located at Red Rock Point, 1 mile east of Killarney Village. It is accessible by road and has been recognized as a federal heritage building in 1991. The tower is a recognized federal heritage building because of its historical associations and its architectural and environmental values. Known originally as Red Rock Lighthouse and Partridge Island Lighthouse, the 2 Killarney lights are now listed as Killarney East and Killarney Northwest. Square wooden towers, which measure 20 feet from their base to the top of their birdcage lanterns, were built at Red Rock Point and Partridge Islands. Both towers were placed on bare rock, which gave the light at Red Rock a focal plane of 80 feet, and that on Partridge Island a focal plane of 30 feet. The present lighthouses at Killarney, square, tapered towers surmounted by octagonal iron lantern rooms, were erected in 1909 at a cost of $782. A hand foghorn was used at the East Light until 1957, when a fog whistle was installed at the tower. You can also get to the lighthouse by hiking a coastal trail from the town of Killarney to the lighthouse. The Killarney Lighthouse Trail offers some really beautiful scenery. It's not within the confines of Killarney Provincial Park, nor is it an uphill climb. The hike takes a little longer than you'd expect, as a portion of the hike is spent navigating those pink granite rocks that make up much of the landscape. Don't forget to subscribe and like this video, but most of all, thank you for watching. Thanks for watching!